Hi friends, Mandy from Sweetly Home did a homemaking tag a couple of weeks ago, and she, instead of tagging anyone specifically, invited anybody who wanted to do the tag to do the tag. So I like doing these types of things, so I told her I would do it. I thought I would record this video in front of my Christmas tree because I love it so much. And by the time you see this video though, it'll have been put away for this season. But this will be like my last sit down video in front of the Christmas tree. So why don't we just go ahead and get started. There are 20 questions all about homemaking. Got my list here. I will have Mandy's YouTube channel linked in the description box below, as well as a copy of the questions. So number one, have you ever had anyone say anything negative to you about staying at home or working from home? No, not really, at least not to my face. I think the most questions I ever got were right after my kids graduated. It was like, well, what are you going to do now? And it was kind of like an expected, implied thing that since I'm no longer homeschooling my kids, that I was just going to automatically rush out and get a job outside the home. And people weren't being mean about it, but I got that question a lot over and over again. And I honestly kind of got tired of saying, I'm just going to still be a stay-at-home mom. I mean, my kids still need me and my husband still needs me. And in fact, I'm busier now that the kids are done with school than I was when I was homeschooling them. So you always find things to do around the home to keep yourself busy, and I've honestly been putting more effort into my YouTube channel since the kids are out of school as well. Question number two, what is your favorite or least favorite part of staying home or working from home? Okay, my favorite thing about staying at home is just the fact that I'm home. I love being home. I am not a big people person. I'm not good at making small talk with people. I wouldn't say I'm a not friendly person. I am friendly to people if they speak to me, but you know, being out in the public every day would not be my cup of tea. I enjoy being home. I love the slower lifestyle of being at home and not having to rush around and get ready for a job every single day. My least favorite thing, I really don't think I have a least favorite thing. Maybe sometimes, once in a while, I'll feel kind of secluded and lonely. Just once in a while, but not so much now that my kids are older, because I can have grown-up conversations with them because they are grown-ups practically. I mean, legally, Travis is an adult, but he'll always be my little kid. You know what I'm saying? And Olivia is still a teenager, so she's an adult, kind of. She can hold an adult conversation even though she's not legally adult. Let's just put it that way. Question number three. What is your least favorite chore? My favorite chore, I guess, would be dusting. I don't mind it at all, and I really like the way things look shiny when you're all done with it. You know, I don't really have a favorite chore. All of them are okay. I don't really despise any of them except for one, and I'll tell you that in a minute, which would be my least favorite. But I suppose of all of the things, dusting is my favorite. My least favorite is the laundry. It's just because it's one of those jobs that is never ever done. It's never ever done, and my family helps me with it, but my husband doesn't know whose clothes are whose, so he ends up giving the wrong clothes to the wrong people. And so yeah, just the fact that it's a never-ending job, that's why it's my least favorite job. Number four, what time do you wake up and go to bed? I am a night owl. I try to lay down around 11 or 11:30. I am typically not asleep before midnight most nights. And my body clock is set to wake up between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. That's typically how I usually, when I wake up on my own. I don't have an alarm clock. And if I look at the clock, it's typically right around 8:30 in the morning. Number 5, do you put anything on in the background while you clean, work, cook, etc.? Not usually. No, not usually. Sometimes I'll put music on, but sometimes the TV is on. Like in the mornings, I do my morning routine, and I'll have the TV on, listening to Perry Mason and Matlock. Those are my I like those old murder mysteries. So I'll have those on if I'm doing my chores in the morning. Typically though, by the time we go outside and do outside chores, I shut the TV off and it doesn't come back on again until the evening, when I'm ready to just chill out and not do anything else. But like I said, once in a while I'll put music on, but not always. Number 6, do you get dressed most days or stay in PJs? Well, yeah, I get dressed most days. My PJs, I don't typically have like what you would consider PJs. I mean, I do have some, but usually what I sleep in is like sweatpants or yoga pants and, you know, that kind of thing. So I get up in the morning, do my morning routine, do my exercising, take my shower, and then I'll change my clothes then. And then what I usually change into, I will sleep in that night. So it's kind of like a cycle. I mean, unless of course I'm going out somewhere or anything like that. So I do change my clothes every day and get dressed, but it's usually in very comfortable clothes. Number 7, how often do you do your hair and makeup? About once a week, usually. Full hair and makeup. I do them for Sunday for church. If we're going shopping, like if it's my shopping day, I do full hair and makeup. Or if we're going to be going out, which we don't go out very often, I'll do my hair and makeup. The only other time I really do hair and makeup is if I'm going to be doing one of these types of videos where I'm doing a sit-down video. Then I'll take a little extra time. Like this morning, I did a little bit extra with my hair and I put a little bit extra makeup on. But typically, I don't do full makeup every single day. I like makeup. I like the way I look in makeup, but usually if I put full makeup on by 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, my skin just feels like it can't breathe and I need to wash it off, and it irritates me. So I don't typically put full hair and makeup on every single day. Number 8. What is your trouble zone or area in your home that needs the most help? My office. It is awful. And no matter what I do, no matter how many times I clean it and organize it, it gets back in the same awful state. Right now, it is terrible. You can't even hardly walk through there. I've got a huge pile of stuff in there to go to Goodwill. I've got Christmas decorations all over the place. It's just an absolute disaster. Part of the problem is it's a very, very small space, and I have way too much stuff for my small space. I really need to, one of these days, take the time to seriously go through everything and just purge a bunch of the stuff out. But it's one of those tasks that's so overwhelming that I start it and then I just quit because I can't tackle it, you know. And I know that it's just going to get into the same exact state before too long. It's the place where everybody puts things that they don't know where else to put it. And I'm the most guilty one of that. I'll clean up my house and I'll have something in my hand, and if it doesn't already have a home, I'll stick it in my office and say I'll put it away later. Well, later maybe 2 months later, and it just piles up and piles up and piles up. So that's one of my things that I plan on tackling very soon, is to get that office in order. Number 9, how often do you find yourself getting distracted? I don't think I'm easily distracted. My mind is always going in several different directions, and I think that's typical for most women. I'll have several things running through my brain at the same time. But if I'm on task and I'm really focused on something, I don't get distracted real easily. And I have my plan for the day, and I try to get things done in a timely manner and in an organized way. So I don't really find myself getting distracted too easily. Number 10, do you enjoy staying home or do you miss going to a job every day? I love, 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 love staying home. I do not miss the workforce. I worked for many years before we had kids, and then when I had Travis, we decided I was going to stay home. I had went from working a full-time job to working a part-time job to babysitting to just being a mom. So it was kind of a gradual, you know, decrease in pay, so it wasn't quite so shocking to our budget. But once Travis was born, and he will be 20, I can't even believe I'm saying that, in February, he will be 20 years old. Since he was a baby, since he was born, I've been a stay-at-home mom. Now, I did babysit for a while after he was born, and then that ended, and then I was just a stay-at-home mom. I have done some things from home. I was a medical transcriptionist for a while until that job kind of fizzled out. And I did enjoy that job, but it was very stressful. It was stressful being a stay-at-home mom and doing all the mom things and homeschooling my kids and working what amounted to a full-time job. It was about 30 hours a week, so it wasn't technically a full-time job, but 30 hours a week of concentrated work somewhere else. It was a lot, and I loved my job, and I was really, really sad when it ended. But if I were to go back now and do that again, I would say no. I just, even though I was home, I wasn't home. And any of you who work from home and have to just be focused on what you're doing for money, when you're doing a job for someone else, you know how that is. It's like you're home in case your child falls and breaks his arm, but you're not home to just pull them up in your lap and read them a story whenever they want you to. You have to just delegate your time. And yeah, no, I do not miss going to work every single day. I love being home. Number 11, what is your never-ending chore? And I did just talked about that already. That would be my laundry. Never-ending, and I think it's never-ending for most people. And the other never-ending chore, it basically is something that I have to do every single day, is take care of my outside animals. They need care, whether you're sick, whether you're tired, whether it's freezing cold, which it's been the last week and a half, whether it's blistering hot. It doesn't matter whether you want to just jump in the car and go somewhere. Your outside animals, if you have animals outside, they need your care no matter what. So that is a never-ending chore as well. Number 12, what is your favorite way to relax or have me time? I'd have to say editing my YouTube videos. I really enjoy editing. I think it's fun. I put on headphones and I just zone into what I'm doing. I really enjoy that. I won't say that I'm an excellent editor, but I do enjoy it, and I do think I am getting better with practice. The other thing I really enjoy doing is just sitting on the couch and putting on a good show and crocheting. That's what I do for me time. Number 13, how often does your husband, significant other chip in? Scott helps a lot. He really does. He does try to help with the laundry, and if I'm really like drowning in it, he does help me with that. But he works a lot of hours outside the home, and he's really tired when he gets home. And so by the time he gets home in the evening, he's ready to eat some dinner. He walks on the treadmill for exercise and then just veges out for the night. And I don't blame him for that at all. Now on the weekends, he really does help a lot, especially with the outside chores with the animals. And he does all of the maintenance on our vehicles. We never have to pay for a mechanic. He does everything. He fixes everything around here if it breaks. So he chips in a lot. He doesn't like come home and dust or vacuum for me, but typically I do most of the housework because I'm home and he takes care of the outside work. Number 14, if you have kids, when do you find time to do chores? Well, my kids are older and they help with the chores now, so it's really not a problem finding time to do them. Now, when they were little, it was just a matter of distracting them with a cartoon on TV, or a video. I didn't really let them watch TV, but I would put videos in for them, DVDs, getting them busy in their room, playing with something, and I would do chores. So finding time to do chores isn't hard. I have my routines. I do them every day. And like I said, my kids help. So that's not a problem. Number 15, how do you balance being a homemaker and creating YouTube content? Well, like I said, since my kids have graduated and I no longer homeschool them, I do have a lot more time to spend on YouTube and doing things like that. But I basically do my YouTube videos around my everyday life. So if I'm able to, I'll just set the camera up and record what I'm doing. And like special videos like this one where I'm sitting down and I'm actually taking a chunk of time out and doing it, it's easy for me because my kids are off doing their own thing. And before long, they'll be off on jobs of their own and I'll have the house to myself. So right now in this season of my life, I really don't have a problem finding time to do YouTube videos and devoting to my channel. Number 16, what is your favorite room in your home and why? I would have to say my favorite room in my home right now is what I call my vintage room, which is down in the basement. And I will link I don't know which corner it goes into, but I will link the video where I showed you my vintage room. I love it because it's the first room that I have redone in a really long time, and I totally changed the appearance of it. And I've taken memorabilia from my parents and old things, and I've made this what I call a vintage room, and it has a chair in there where I can sit and read if I want to, and it's cozy. And I was able to do a gallery wall, which I've been wanting to do, and I was able to do it exactly how I wanted, and everything in it is what I like. So that is my favorite room. Number 17, what is your least favorite room in your home and why? I'd have to say it's my bedroom. It's small. We don't have a huge bedroom, but we do have a huge bed. It's an old waterbed frame with a regular mattress in it, and it takes up a huge amount of space in there. It's very disorganized. It needs a makeover terribly. We need new carpet and we need to paint, and I really would like to get some new furniture. And it just does not reflect me. It's not me. It's not decorated how I would like it to be decorated, and I really hate the furniture that's in there. It's all old furniture that we've had since we were first married almost 25 years ago. It'll be 24 years in February that we've been married, and we've had that furniture from the very beginning, and I'm tired of it and I want something new, but there's always something else more important and more pressing that we need to spend our money on. So it just always gets shoved to the back burner. Number 18, do you feel your home reflects your personal style? Why or why not? Yes, I think it does. As I've gotten older, I've kind of found out what my style is more, and I've been able to kind of tweak my home to my style and the way I like it. Of course, there's always things that you want to change and things that you want to improve, and if you're a homeowner, you know there's always things that need to be redone, made over, walls that need to be painted and things like that. So there's always something that needs done. But as far as my decor goes, I think it does reflect my personal style. Number 19, what does your home smell like? Well, I have lots of Scentsy burners, so I have wax melts going all the time, and I really love candles as well. And my favorite scents, no matter what time of year it is, all year long, my favorite scents are like spicy and cinnamon, and like if you walked into a cute little curio shop and it had that wonderful like homey smell to it. So that's typically what my house smells like. And the last question, question 20. What is your strong point and weak spot when it comes to homemaking? I think my strong point is my sense of style, my decorating style. Like I said, it's kind of been a work in progress. It's taken time to develop my style and find out what I really, really like, and I'm working on that daily. I like decorating. I like to put things a certain way, and I think they turn out cute. I think my weak point is organization. I feel like I'm an organized person, and I feel like I want to be an organized person, but it doesn't always it doesn't always come across that way. Like right now, if I was to give you a pan of my house, yeah, it's kind of a mess. But I'm right in the middle of doing several YouTube videos right now. I'm filming. Christmas decorations are up, but I'm contemplating starting to take them down. So I have, it's just kind of a mess right now. And my husband, he thinks I'm totally disorganized, but in my brain, I think I'm more organized than what he thinks I am, if that makes any sense. But I know that organization is something that I really need to work on, and I am trying to work on. I'm trying to declutter my home and make things more simple. I could never be like, what's the term? I could never be a minimalist because I don't like that sparse look, but I definitely need to have less, just less. That's what I need to have, is less. And so I'm definitely working on that. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you learned a little bit more about me. I want to thank Mandy from Sweetly Home for putting out this invitation to whoever wanted to do this tag. And I'm going to do like she did. Because I know that this tag has been going around YouTube quite a bit. I've seen several people do it. So I don't know who has done it. I don't know who hasn't done it. And I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But if you want to do this tag, just go feel free and do it. And let me know so I can go watch your video. Thanks a lot for watching, friends. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.